Hello everybody, Big Beardy back again with another video. Back in the van today, got my little friend with me. Hope we're all doing great out there, and today we're talking about something that will happen to you in this industry at some point. It doesn't happen very often, but when it does, it can be a right pain in the ass. And that is turning up to deliver something and there's no one there. The place is shut, the gates is shut, the lights are off, there's no one to deliver to. So we're going to go through a few scenarios of what you can do, how it happens, and how to hopefully stop it from happening. So first of all, prevention is the best thing for this. When a shipper phones you, if you've got a job, let's say, I'll give an example. You've got a job and you're picking up at 2 and it's a 3-hour drive. It's not going to take you 3 hours. It's going to take you 3.5 hours because you might have to fill up with petrol. You might need to take a break. You might need a toilet. There might be traffic. So you never say it's 3 hours away. I'll be there in 3 hours. You put a bit of extra time on. So let's say that scenario. You pick up at 2. It's going to be 3 to 3.5 hours. We all know most places close at 5. So when the shipper phones you and says, listen, are you still available for that job? Can I put that in your job? You say, can I just make sure someone is going to be there? Or what time do they close? You can sort of tell what time places close just by what they're called. If you're delivering to a massive warehouse, if you're delivering to the Amazon's massive warehouse, it's a 24-hour operation. We know that. If you're delivering to, a building supplier, they're probably shutting at 5. So you get a feel for it. So when they ask you, are you ready? Are you available? Just say, can I just check what time they close so I know I'm going to be there in time? They'll either give you a time or they say, we realise it's tight, someone's going to be waiting for you. That's usually what happens. They'll say, listen, there'll be someone ready for you. As long as you're there, give me an ETA, give them the ETA, and they'll say, yeah, there'll be someone there. Now, twice this has happened to me in the last 2 years, I think, that I've gone into places and they're shut. Actually, both for the same shipper, thinking about it. But we won't go into that. And I'll give you the situations. I've picked up the first one at 12 o'clock. I've driven down. It was about a 3-hour drive. So I got there about 3:30, 4:45. The place closed at midday that day. They'd actually closed before I'd picked up. The shipper had messed up. They'd put on the thing that needs to be there as soon as possible. They were meant to put on there. It was meant to be there 8 o'clock the next morning. So what do? Obviously, when I got there, I tried to find someone. No one available. So I phoned the shipper and I said, listen, I'm here. There's no one here. What am I doing? And they went, well, you shouldn't be there. You should be there tomorrow morning. So I said, check your listing, okay? Because I knew it didn't say that. They checked, they went, yes, we've messed up. They said to me, go to our other depot. It's 20 miles down the road. And can you drop it there for us? Can you do us this favour? And I said, yeah, that's fine, but it's going to cost you the mileage. If you're doing extra, you basically bid on the job that's on the thing. If they then put an extra bit on top, you then put that charge on top. So if they say it's 20 miles, let's say £1 a mile because I'm in a longer base, it's an extra 20 quid. Simple as that. Get them to agree it, get it to change it on the system. If you're not CX and you're using another system or another way of doing it, make sure they agree and get a name. Very important you get a name. Because you might phone them and go, listen, you agreed to something. And they'll say, well, who agreed to it? Oh, I don't know. So verbal contract, not written, the paper it's written on. So make sure you've got a name so you can hold someone accountable for it. That's what I did. So I phoned them, 20 miles, they changed it, I got paid an extra £20, I got unloaded, I was sorted. So a bad situation, wasn't that bad in the end. The next time it happened to me, and this was a bit more of a pain in the ass, picked up at 2, I was going to Wales, went direct, got there at 5:30, and they said they closed at 5. So I phoned the shipper and went, they've closed at 5. First thing happened is they gave me the wrong postcode in the first place. So I said they closed at 5. They went, okay, fair enough. You went direct. We've made a mistake. You couldn't have got there in time. We should have told you they closed at 5. But at the same time, I said to him, well, that's great, but I would never have got there for 5. It would have to have been the next morning. Or someone should have waited for me. They went, okay, can you hold it overnight and drop it off in the morning for us? Because I was in the middle of Wales, literally the centre of Wales. Anyone who's been to the centre of Wales knows there's nothing there. There's lovely valleys and trees and hills and waterfalls and whatnot, but there's nothing else there. I said, yes, that's fine, but I'm going to charge you for the hotel and I'm going to charge you an overnight fee. And I said to him the hotel is going to be roughly between 25 and 40 quid. You can get a hotel pretty much anywhere for that price. I use a website called bookings.com. There's also last minute bookings, various other ones. And I got a hotel for the night. And I said to them then and there, before I went and booked a hotel, that's roughly what the cost's going to be, plus a 20 quid overnight fee, 55, it will be between 50 and 60, 70 quid. They said, yes, that's fine. They agreed to it. They changed it. They changed the next morning because I phoned up and gave them the exact price. I told them the hotel ended up being 35 quid, 20 quid overnight fee, it's £55. If they've messed up, the charge is theirs. It's not yours. You're going to have to pay it up front, but you pass that on to them because it's their mistake. Make sure you do that. Don't incur a cost because of someone else's mistake. If you mess up and you could have got there in time, then it's your fault. You've got to take the cost. But in this situation, they had messed up. They're incurring the cost. I'm not doing it. So make sure they agree to it. The next morning, when I phoned them, I said, listen, I'm going to deliver, but I want it changed on the CX before I deliver it. Very important you get that done, because then it makes them do it, makes them change it, because you have a little bit of power at that point. You've got the load on the back. They've messed up. The customer needs the load. They want to make their customer happy. So you say, listen, but I want that change because that's the cost you've incurred to me and I'm not delivering it till it is. You don't have to be that harsh. You could sort of just have a joke and laugh. Listen, can you change it? And usually most shippers are very nice people. I'm not shipper bashing saying you should keep giving them charges and charges. 95% of the shippers I've worked for are very nice. And that's how I dealt with that situation. I got paid for the hotel, I got an overnight fee. It was a pain in the ass because I was looking around in the dark trying to find a place to deliver to, which was locked up anyway. I went past it 3 times thinking it can't be there, it's locked up, and then I finally found it. But don't incur the cost yourself. If the shipper messes up, like I said, if you've messed up, you sort of have to. Now, where this can become a real big problem, and it's something I haven't had to deal with myself yet, but it could, is if you've got another job after that one and they're telling you to hold on to it, or you've got a job in the next morning and they're telling you to hold on to it, or it's extremely heavy and it needs a forklift. Because what they tend to do, if you say, I can't hold on to this, is say, all right, we'll get another driver out to you. That's great, but if you've got 3/4 of a ton on the back of your van, you're not moving it. And you need to make them aware of this. If you have to cancel a job because of their mistake, that's another cost you pass on to them. You go, listen, I can't do that. I'm going to lose a job here. Pass them on the cancellation fee or something. They might bitch and argue about it, but it's their mistake. Get it agreed, get it done. Like I said, I've never been in that situation, so I'm not sure how that conversation will go myself, but I know what I would do, would lay it out and say, listen, this is the problem. This is what it's costing me. You need to cover some of this cost or sort something out because I haven't made the mistake here. So I hope that's helped some people. Like I said, it's usually 9 times out of 10, it's very simple. There'll either be someone waiting there or just phone the shipper and then someone will get sent over to you. I've had it a few times where I've turned up places, it looks closed, phone the shipper and they're just like, oh, sorry, they're in a different building or they're around the corner or I'll get it sorted for you, and they generally do. But on the odd occasion, they might go, we've messed up. Can you do something for us? And I would say another caveat to that, or if it's a smaller shipper, I try to give them leeway, a little bit of leeway. I know what it's like being a small, being a driver shipper, as it were. I'm not sure the name for a driver shipper. Like I've got a few customers, and if I was in that situation, I would want someone to help me out. And if they did help me out, thinking how I would react, I would probably pass more work that way. Sometimes you can get it to work in your favour. If you do someone a favour who's a regular shipper of yours, or someone who's looking for a new courier to help them out, you can get in their good graces by doing these little favours. It might cost you a 10 or 20 quid in the short term, but if they start flinging work at you, it's worth it. So I hope this helps some people. Please like, comment and subscribe. I love hearing from you guys. And as always, be safe out there. Have a great day.